I propose to you a way to live your life that will bring you a lot of peace, tranquility, that will bring you security. It's not always that simple. Most times is more simple than people do, way more simple. At times you have some difficulties, but it cannot be compared to the difficulties that people who do not live this way, they have. What am I talking about? For you to live your life in a way that you hide nothing from no one. How is to live like this? I'm not talking about you using the toilet, the bathroom, with the door open. Of course, everybody has the right for this level of privacy. I'm talking about living your life without having to hide your footsteps, without having to hide what you've done from someone or the other. To keep on looking over your shoulders if someone is observing you, following you, because if they are, they'll catch you doing what you shouldn't be doing, to live your life in a transparent way. And why this? Because whether you believe in God or not, but I speak mainly to those who do believe in God, all that you are and do is transparent, at least to one, actually for free, for you, God, and the devil. So nobody can do anything completely hidden. You can hide something from someone and nobody to find out, in this world to find out, but nobody can hide from you. You have to live with this. Let's say you killed someone. Let's use one of the most serious sins, but it can be lying, adultery, or let's say is murder. Let's say you committed the perfect crime. You murdered someone. Nobody knew about it. There's no evidences. You committed the perfect crime. Nobody knows, but you do. And you cannot erase this. You cannot run away from this. You know what you've done. You know, God knows, and the devil knows. Then, if you cannot hide anything from you, nor from God, nor from the devil, thus, the most correct, the most peaceful way that someone can live is to live in a way that they have nothing to be ashamed of. They have nothing to hide. Psalm 139 speaks, the psalmist speaks about this relationship with God. He speaks like this: O Lord, you have searched me and known me. In other words, God searches us. He knows us. He knows all about us. You know my sitting down and my rising up. You understand my thought afar off. Can you imagine? Afar off, you understand my thought. You comprehend my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all my ways. For there is not a word on my tongue, but behold, O Lord, you know it all together. In other words, I didn't say, but he already knows what I will say. You have hedged me behind and before, and laid your hand upon me. So God knows all things about us. Why would you live your life trying to erase your footsteps of wrong things you might have done from your family members, co-workers, boss, people who can find out what you've done? Once, in reality, God saw and he sees all that has done, unless you don't believe in God. You say, I don't believe in God. Okay, which doesn't mean God cannot see. Just because you don't believe in Him. You can say, I don't believe in God and I don't care if He sees or not. But if you say, I believe in God, how can you combine your belief in God, belief that says that you need to believe in a God who is omnipotent, omniscient, He is everywhere, He sees all, He knows what you've done, and even what you haven't done, you're just thinking about it, your intentions, for you to combine, to know God, your belief in Him, and what you do that He condemns. How can you combine these things? Your faith will always be divided. Your faith will always have a hypocrisy layer, because you will be a fake faith. Faith that confesses something, but before God is something else. So a way for you to live your life is for you to live like this, transparently. I won't worry, for instance, on erasing the history on my mobile phone that my wife may not see it. If you have to erase the history in your mobile phone, erasing conversations on WhatsApp or other apps, because you say, no, this I don't want anybody to see. If you have to keep on erasing, it's because you know that you have a conversation that you shouldn't be having. Do you agree with me? If something in your conscience says, erase this, if your wife catches it, if someone sees it, erase this, it's because you know you shouldn't be having that conversation. And here goes a tip. And if you have a friend, supposed friend, that sends you thing, that keeps in touch with you, and later he says, listen, erase what I just sent you. Be careful with who you associate yourself with. Be careful. Because when you're doing the right thing, you don't need to erase it. Am I right? If you have to erase the history of your browser, of the search tool, and you have to erase this history, because if someone goes and checks it, they will see that you are searching for things that you shouldn't. It's because you know that you're doing wrong. You know it. And you can erase from your mobile phone. You can do a deep clean on your mobile phone. You can pay extra money. Do you know? You cannot spend the money officially, but behind the curtains, God knows what is happening. God knows all things. So why do you live like this? Why do you live in a way that you condemn yourself, that your faith condemns you? Come on, Bishop, it's not possible to live in a different way. You can be very intertwined in this way that overnight you cannot do this, but you can aim to come out of this situation, to come clean and say, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to live like this anymore. Might be that overnight you can't because you are so deep into it. It's true. At times, we get so deep in certain situations that we cannot fix it overnight. That's true. But then I ask you, even if you are deep into this back then, now, today, are you going deeper? You're saying, as I am in the mud, let me roll over it. Or are you trying to come out of the mud and to clean yourself? Because this counts. This is important. Go and sin no more, Jesus said. It's important for you to clean yourself. None of us are perfect. But it's important for you to move towards a direction of a clean life, transparent life, that you don't need to worry about your past, your footsteps, or trying to remember what you told someone. Do you know when someone lies and they have to keep on telling the story and they get it wrong? They get lost in a detail? Yes, because those who say the truth, they don't have this problem. When you say the truth is one, always. And you don't need to make it more beautiful. but the lies, as they say, it's easily caught. What do you prefer? A life of covering your traces, to looking over your shoulders, being worried if someone saw it or they didn't? What matter is, God sees all that you're trying to cover. It's a useless behavior. Or do you prefer to live transparently? God does not condemn you, your conscience does not condemn you, and whoever sees you, they cannot condemn you. You can choose the way of life that you will live in. If today's video helped you and you know someone that could benefit from it, share it with them, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do so now. See you later.